Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So let's start the Gita class with Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatimiraandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Shvabadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscham Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyadesh वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम् हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्रभ्यं जगन्नाथाय ते नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So we are continuing the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. In the 9th chapter, the most confidential knowledge about bhakti or devotional service is explained. We discussed that this 9th chapter is very much similar to the 7th chapter. And here in the 9th chapter, Krishna elaborates the knowledge Krishna already gave in the 7th chapter. So in the first 3 slokas of this 9th chapter, Krishna glorified the knowledge of pure bhakti, why we should imbibe this knowledge. And he glorified that this is the king among all knowledge. This is the most confidential knowledge. And this knowledge is practical. It's not theoretical. If we apply this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita into our life, then we can experience that. Susukham kartum avyam. We can experience the sukha or happiness. Our life will be much happy. And then in the next section of this chapter, 4 to 10, Krishna explains about the Aishwarya Gyan or Krishna's relationship with this material universe. So before knowing the Madhurya aspect of Krishna, we should know the majestic aspect of Krishna. And this is the majestic aspect of Krishna where Krishna himself explains about his relationship with this material universe. So this is achintya or inconceivable, Krishna's relationship with this material universe. Because simultaneously Krishna is one and different from his creation. Because Krishna is the creator, he is simultaneously one and different with the creation. Krishna is pervading the entire creation through his energies. Now we can say, therefore, Krishna is everywhere. Inside every atom, Krishna is there as Kshirodakashai Vishnu. But at the same time, Krishna is also aloof from this material creation. Krishna is enjoying pastimes with his devotees, eternal devotees in Golok Vrindavan or the spiritual world. And Krishna has nothing to do with this material world. But at the same time, Krishna is there inside every atom of this material universe. So this is called achintya or inconceivable. How Krishna is simultaneously one and different with his creation. So after explaining that, so that means this is the majestic aspect of Krishna, and therefore many people worship Krishna. Krishna is controlling this entire universe. Then Krishna spoke about different worshippers who worship Krishna. Because Krishna is so great, there are different worshippers. But some people worship Krishna in the right way, and some people worship Krishna in wrong way. Like the impersonalist or the Vishwarup worshippers. There is a class called pure devotees who are the most perfect beings, and they are worshipping Krishna in the best possible way. But there are other worshippers as well, like the impersonalists or the Vishwarup worshippers or the demigod worshippers. Ekatvena prithaktvena bahudha vishvatu mukham. Ekatvena means impersonal worship of Krishna. We explained everything about this. What is impersonal worship? What is Vishwarup worship? And then demigod worship. In the next section, Krishna explained about the futility of demigod worship. In the 7th chapter, we already did a recap of what Krishna explained in the 7th chapter. In the 7th chapter also, Krishna spoke about demigod worship. So if we worship the demigods and get the benedictions, that benediction is actually given by Krishna. So the demigod is not able to give you any benediction. Krishna is giving you the benediction. So therefore, intelligent people worship Krishna directly. Unintelligent people, they surrender to the demigods. And therefore, the demigod worshippers will get temporary benediction. Antavattu phalam tesham tadbhavatyalpamedhasham devan deva yayo janti madbhakta janti mamapi. So the benedictions given by the demigods, they are temporary. They cannot make us permanently happy. Sometimes very temporary happiness we will get, but more than that we will suffer because we are worshipping the demigods, and demigod worship is indirect worship of Krishna in a wrong way. That thing Krishna explained in the 9th chapter. So in 9.25, Krishna explains the demigod worshippers will go to the heavenly planets. The worshippers of the Pitris, they will go to Pitraloka. And Bhutani Janti Bhuteja, the worshippers of ghosts and spirits, they will go to the planet of ghosts and spirits, Bhubarloka. And Janti Madhyaji Nopimam, my worshippers or the Vaishnavas, they will end up in the abode of Krishna. So everyone will get different destination according to their worship. And Krishna also spoke that, yes, this is a very important verse where Krishna says, Jepi anna devata bhakta yajante shraddhayanvitam tepi mameva kvanteya yajantya vidhi purvakam. So everyone is worshipping Krishna only, even the demigod worshippers. Unknowingly, they are worshipping Krishna only because the demigod cannot give you the benediction. Krishna is there in the background and Krishna is giving you the benediction. But it is abhidhi purvakam. This is not a bona fide worship of Krishna. If you are worshipping Krishna indirectly through the demigods, that is not a bona fide worship of Krishna, and therefore you have to suffer. You are not doing the worship in a bona fide way. And therefore, what will happen? You will again come back to this material world and you have to experience birth, old age, disease, and death. So what is happening? You are worshipping Krishna indirectly, but you are not getting the benefit of Krishna worship because you are not worshipping him directly. Therefore, you have to suffer in the material world. Generally, the worshippers of Krishna will not suffer in this material world. But if you worship Krishna indirectly, in an unmodified way, then you have to suffer in this material world. So it's not like Krishna is angry on you if you are not worshipping Krishna and therefore you are suffering. No, it's not like that. It's little subtle than that. Whenever we come to this material world, we are bound to suffer. Because whenever the fish is coming out of the water, the fish will suffer. It's not because the water is angry that why fish left me, therefore I curse you, oh fish, you should suffer. No, this is not the reason why the fish is suffering. Because it is a constitutional position of the fish that if the fish is out of water, it will suffer, it will suffocate. So similarly, if we are not connected with Krishna, we will suffer. That is due to our constitutional position. That is not due to the fact that Krishna is cursing us because this living entity is not worshipping me. Let me curse that you will suffer. No, not like that. Krishna will never curse us. He's like our father. But because we are not keeping our connection with the father, just like if a child, the child of a multi-billionaire father, he comes to the street and he wants to become independent. He is not maintaining any relationship with the father. And therefore the child came out of the home and suffering in the street. So it is not due to the fact that the father is cursing the son, therefore the son is suffering. The son is suffering because he has lost the connection with the father. So because we lose the connection with Krishna, we suffer in this material world. But we think that, okay, I'm doing demigod worship. So some connection I'm maintaining. Now my suffering should stop because I am connecting with God. But no, that is not a bona fide way to connect with God. Therefore, you will continue suffering. That's the point. So unless you directly worship Krishna, it is impossible to get rid of the suffering of this material universe. Even if you worship the demigods, it is not the solution. So that is already described in the demigod worship section. Now let us move on to the next section and the last section, 26 to 34. So Krishna already explained about the futility of demigod worship, impersonalism, and Vishwarup worshippers. And in between, sometimes Krishna also glorified the pure devotees. That, oh, but my pure devotees, they are very good. They are always worshipping me, and therefore they will be very happy. Again, Krishna is not happy because people are worshipping him, people are glorifying Krishna. Therefore, Krishna's ego is satisfied, and therefore Krishna is happy. Not like that. Krishna is happy when someone is worshipping Krishna, because if we are worshipping Krishna, we will be happy. The father is happy with the child because the child is listening to the instruction of the father. It's not because of some ego satisfaction of the father that the child is listening to me, so my ego is satisfied. The happiness of the father is not coming from satisfaction of the ego, but the father is happy because the child is listening to my instruction. The child's future will be bright and the child will be very happy. By seeing the happiness of the child, the father becomes happy. So similarly, Krishna is very happy if we are worshipping him, because we will remain happy if we are worshipping Krishna. That's why Krishna is happy. And Prahlad Maharaj very beautifully clarifies this point in the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj, the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So 7, 9, 11. Prahlad Maharaj prays in front of Nrsingadev, very beautiful verse. Naivatmana pravurayam nijalabha purno manam janada vidusha karuno vranite jajjajjano bhagavate vidadhitamanam tachatmane pratimukhasya jathamukhashri. So Prahlad Maharaj uses a very wonderful term. Naiva atmano pravurayam nijalabha purno. So the Prabhu, Krishna, is not happy because of his own benefit. Nija labha purno. When we are worshipping Krishna, Krishna is not happy because he is getting benefited. Krishna is happy because we are getting benefited by worshipping him. Manam janada vidusha karuno vranite. So Krishna says to general people, O soul, O living entity, please surrender unto me, worship me. Krishna says this kind of things, right? Let me show you. In the end of Bhagavad Gita, 18.65 and 66. Krishna instructs all these things. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyati satyam te pratijane priyoshime. Always think of me. Krishna is instructing us. We are the foolish living entities, and Krishna is instructing. Krishna is demanding honor. Krishna is telling all of us, give me honor, worship me, surrender unto me. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, offer your homage. Someone might think Krishna is very proud and Krishna is very egoistic. Therefore, Krishna is telling that worship me. I want to satisfy my false ego. In the next verse, Krishna is telling, Sarva dharman parityajya mahamekam saranam braja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishami masucha. Very, very popular verse. Abandon all varieties of religion, just surrender unto me. So Krishna is telling all these things. But Krishna is telling this because Krishna is not telling this because of his own benefit. Nija labha purno. Krishna is telling manam janada vidusha karuno vrinite. Krishna is telling foolish living entities like us to worship him for our benefit. Jajjat jano bhagavate vidadhita manam. The living entities who give honor or who give respect to the Supreme Lord, tachatmane pratimukhasya jathamukhashri, they only get benefited. Just like when we stand in front of mirror and if we decorate the face, the reflection in the mirror will also get decorated. But if we decorate the mirror and the reflection in the mirror, our face will not get decorated. This is a very deep philosophy Prahlad Maharaj is explaining in very simple terms. So if you satisfy the original, the reflection gets satisfied. But if you try to satisfy the reflection, the original does not get satisfied. So Krishna is our origin and we are his reflection. So if we try to satisfy Krishna, we will be happy. But if you try to satisfy your own senses, Krishna will not be happy, therefore you will not be happy. So this is the thing. This is the secret of getting happiness in this material universe. Everyone is looking for happiness in this world, but they do not know the secret, that our secret of happiness is lying in satisfaction of Krishna. Secret of happiness is not in satisfying the senses. We are going to movies, we are going out with friends, we are trying to enjoy this world, we are going to different places to find happiness, but we will never get happy. We can get some temporary happiness for some some hours or some days, but we will get 1% happiness, but 99% misery we have to suffer. But the key to permanent happiness is satisfaction of Krishna. Okay, and that is the essence, that is glories of Krishna Bhakti. By Krishna Bhakti, you satisfy the Supreme Lord. So in chapter 9, let's start with verse number 26. Very, very important verse again. Very famous verse. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktyupahritam asnami prayatatmanah. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, flower, a fruit and water, I will accept it. So Krishna is telling, offer me simple things, but out of love. I want love. I am not hungry for, like people, they offer coconut and other things into bhoga. So Krishna is not looking for opulent bhoga. Krishna is looking for our love in that offering. So you can offer me very simple things, a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water. But you offer that with love and devotion, then I will accept it. So Krishna accepts the devotion, not the actual content. So there is a pastime which happened during Mahabharata, that Duryodhana invited Krishna, and Duryodhana was offering Chappan Bhoga, 56 items to Krishna. But Krishna did not accept that. And Krishna went to Vidurani, who is the wife of Vidura, and they were very poor, so they could not offer much. So when Krishna came to Vidurani, so she was amazed that, oh, now Krishna has come, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has come. What should I offer? Where should I, like, how should I offer a place to sit? What bhoga I should offer? So she became very concerned about that. Then she was so amazed that she took a banana and peeled the banana and threw at the actual banana and offered the banana peel to Krishna. And Krishna was accepting that banana peel. And Krishna was smiling. And Krishna was looking at the face of Vidurani with a smiling face. Krishna accepted the banana peel. So there Krishna rejected the Chappan Bhoga offering by Duryodhana, and Krishna accepted this loving devotional offering of this banana peel. So Krishna is not looking for the content. In the offering of Duryodhana, there was no love. So Krishna did not accept. So therefore, this bhakti or devotion Krishna is looking for. And this is the one which connects us with the Supreme Lord. This is the best way to connect with the Lord. So therefore, this is another aspect, that we should always offer things to Krishna, because if we do not offer, then it is not purified. Already Krishna spoke in Bhagavad Gita 3.13 that what will happen if we do not offer things to Krishna. Yagyasishtasino santo muchante sharbakil vishay bhunjate te tvagham papa ye pachantyatmakaranat. The devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. Others who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment verily eat only sin. So the devotees, they are relieved from all kinds of sinful activities because they are offering to Krishna first and then they are accepting. But others who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment, that means they do not offer it to Krishna. So whatever we eat, that should be offered to Krishna first. Otherwise, it is not purified. Non-vegetarian is very, very sinful. But even vegetarian diet is also sinful because we are not offering to Krishna. In the vegetarian diet also, we have to kill plants, and plants are also souls. So there are some amount of sinful credits there. But if you offer it to the Supreme Lord, then everything becomes purified. If we are not offering, then with every morsel, we are eating sin. And our whole body is made up of that sinful food, which is not offered to Lord. So if our whole body is made up of sin, how can we expect peace and happiness? We will be always disturbed, and we will never find happiness. So we have to take these small steps to connect with Krishna. Like there are 5 steps in which we should connect with Krishna. Sadhu Sangha, Nama Kirtan, Bhagavata Shravan, Mathura Vasha, Srimurtira Shraddhaya Sevan. Sadhu Sangha means associating with the devotees. Regularly, we should associate with devotees who will remind us about that you should worship Krishna, you should get connected with Krishna, you should chant the holy names, you should read Bhagavad Gita, you should offer to Krishna the food items, then only you should accept it. All this good culture the sadhus will give you. Then comes Nama Kirtan. Daily we have to chant the holy names of Krishna. Without chanting the holy names, we cannot progress in spirituality. 99% of our spiritual progress depends on this chanting of the holy names. Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Like Srila Prabhupada recommends that we should do 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but at least we should do a few rounds. We should start with 2 or 4 rounds, but ultimately we have to reach the level of 16 rounds, because this is like medicine, and medicine should be taken in proper dose. So 16 round is the minimum dose required for counteracting Maya. If you are not taking 16 rounds, you are susceptible to the attacks of Maya. Okay. So this Sadhu Sangha, or the association of devotees, then comes Nama Kirtan, chanting of the holy names daily. And then Bhagavata Shravan, you have to hear or read about this Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Often what happens, if we read, we do not understand. So we have to hear from some experienced devotee. There are many lectures available in YouTube. You can hear, but we should always hear in parampara. We should not hear from anyone. Everyone is now opening a spiritual channel on YouTube and propagating his own opinion. So their opinion will not help. We have to hear what Krishna said. And this Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is, therefore it is named as it is. It is the message of Krishna as it is. It's not a personal opinion of Srila Prabhupada. So you have to hear in parampara. You can read from Srila Prabhupada's books or followers of Srila Prabhupada who is carry forwarding the same teaching. So that is Bhagavata Shravan. Then Mathura Vash. Whenever we get some vacation, we should go to some holy dham. Okay. Like in India, we have many holy dham, like Vrindavan, Mayapur, Jagannath Puri, Dwarka, Ayodhya now, very famous. And the South India, there are temples, Sriyangam, Venkateshwara temple, like that. So there are many pilgrimage places we should visit. And we should visit multiple times whenever we get some time. These dhams will purify our consciousness. In US also, you can visit many ISKCON temples. Srila Prabhupada established the dhams. Srila Prabhupada took the dhams from India and established here. Like this Los Angeles is known as New Dwarka. Whenever you enter the temple, you are not in this material world, Los Angeles. You are entering the spiritual world. The temple is called an embassy of the spiritual world. Just like in India also, we will have embassy of US. In US also, we have an embassy of India. So in this material world, the temples where the proper standard is followed, and ISKCON temples are one of them, where proper standard of worship is followed, Krishna is personally present. And therefore, it becomes the embassy of the spiritual world. So weekly or in a regular fashion, we should go to these places to purify our consciousness. In that way, we can keep away from Maya. In all the major cities, there are ISKCON temples. So you should visit. And we should also take up some services so that we become a part of that community, and so that the deities recognize us. The deities will recognize us whenever we take some regular service, suppose cleaning or cooking. The deity will know, oh, this devotee is doing this regular service for me. So not only visiting, but contact with devotees and try to do some services in the temple. Anything, menial services, you distributed some books, or you help in the kitchen, or you clean the temple, or like any services, you can ask the devotees. You should take up some services and visit the temple. So that is Mathura Vash. And Sri Murtira Shraddhaya Sevan. In your home also, you should have some altar of Krishna, Guru Parampara, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Panchatattva, Nishingadev. And you should worship the deities. Like Krishna is telling, worship me, Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru. with simple paraphernalia like the incense sticks or ghee lamp or some flowers if you get. With these simple items, you should worship Krishna. And also another aspect of this archan is offering the foodstuffs. Whatever I am eating, offer it to Krishna first. There are some offering mantras. If you go to the ISKCON websites, you can get. So you have to just search this Bhoga offering mantra. Okay. So there all the mantras are enlisted. There is some detailed mantra also. I think this is a little detailed one. But in shortcut, like in simple terms, you can just chant the Srila Prabhupada's pranam mantra. We chant in the Mangalacharan. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Peshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine. This is actually the Guru's pranam mantra. If you have accepted a Guru, then you should chant the spiritual master's pranam mantra. But if you do not, if you don't like have any Guru or you haven't decided about it, you can just chant the Srila Prabhupada's pranam mantra. And then the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pranam mantra. Namo Mahavadane Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurtishe Namaha. Namo Brahmana Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Nama. This is Krishna's pranam mantra. And then you can chant the Panchatattva Mahamantra 3 times and Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 times. Like Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda and Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So very simple step, but huge benefit. If you do it every day before every meal, 3 times, breakfast, lunch, dinner, we are doing it, then we are always taking sattvic food and we are always taking prasad, and gradually we will be relieved from all sinful activities and our life will become very peaceful and will become happy. All the problems in our life is coming due to some past sinful activity. So we have to take steps to like clear our karma, and this is one of the very important step, that we should only accept Krishna prasad, whatever food stuff is already offered to Krishna. So this is one verse which talks about this offering. So therefore I explain elaborately all of this. If you need any help, you can contact me. I can give you the mantras if you are not memorizing. So, but you should definitely do this. This is a wonderful step. And then in the next verse, Krishna says, Jat karoshi jadasnasi, jat juhoshi dadasi jat, jat tapasyashi kwanteya tat kurushva madarpanam. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. So whatever we are doing, whatever is our occupational duty, we should do it for Krishna's pleasure. Again, suppose I am a student and after some time I will earn some money. Okay. So you should not think with that money, I will buy a car and I will do sense gratification. I will go to different places. I will try to enjoy this universe. Obviously, you can do. You are not like, it's not like you have to remain aloof from everything in this material world, but you should do something significant for Krishna, because ultimately all these things are not going to satisfy you. You can do all these things as an exercise, as a trial, whether you become happy or not. But ultimately, the wise people know that these things will not satisfy you. The only thing which can satisfy you, if you satisfy Krishna. So with all our earnings and our designations, position, we should try to serve Krishna in some way. Suppose you reach some higher designation in society. With that designation, you can preach the message of Bhagavad Gita. When you speak about Bhagavad Gita, people will listen. So you can use your designation in Krishna's service by propagating the message of Bhagavad Gita. If you have money, sponsor Bhagavad Gitas so that you can freely distribute this message of Gita to everyone. So that is a very nice utilization of our money which we earn. And this is called Dhan Shuddhi. We earn a lot of wealth. And when we use that wealth in Krishna's service, that becomes Shuddha or pure. Otherwise, with that wealth, if you try to do sense gratification, it is not pure yet. And therefore, whatever sense gratifications you do, you'll get temporary pleasure. But with that, lot of sinful activities are coming because you are not using that wealth in Krishna's service. Okay. So whatever we should perform, we should do it for Krishna. Somehow we have to connect Krishna with that. Like nobody is telling you should not eat and you should fast. We should eat, but you should first offer it to Krishna, then we should eat. Or if we are giving charity, don't give charity to anyone and everyone. Give it to some people who will use it in Krishna's service or the Vaishnavas. Otherwise, if you give charity to someone and they are eating meat and they are doing intoxication, you have to suffer the karma. A significant portion of their karma you have to suffer because you facilitated that person into doing all these activities. So therefore, whatever we do, we have to channelize it in a proper direction so that it is directed towards aligned with Krishna's service. That will bring happiness into your life. Otherwise, sinful credits will grow and you have to suffer. So these two verses are very important, 9.26 and 27. This also demonstrates one very nice concept of Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. We have already discussed about it, that Bhakti Yoga is the supreme form of yoga you can perform. And that is the topmost yoga system. If you are not able to do Bhakti Yoga, then Krishna recommends Karma Yoga. But Krishna will never recommend Jnana Yoga. Krishna criticizes Jnana Yoga. But Krishna encourages Karma Yoga because Karma Yoga is a precursor to Bhakti Yoga. Now this verse number 26 says about Bhakti Yoga and 27 speaks about Karma Yoga. How? So how can we understand this? So in verse number 26, Krishna says, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhakta prajachati tadaham bhakti upanitam asnami prajatatman. So in this verse, Krishna is telling, you offer me all these things. If you go and get all these things and offer it to Krishna, this becomes devotional service out of love. So in this verse number 26, Krishna is telling you that, oh my devotee, I want patra, pushpa, phal and water, jal, toyam. Because Krishna, it was Krishna's desire. Krishna wanted all these things. You collected these things and you offered it to Krishna. That becomes devotional service. But in the next verse, Krishna says, Yat karoshi jadasnasi jat juhoshi dadasi yat jat tapasyashi kwantya tat kurushma madarpanam. Yat karoshi, whatever you do, it is your desire. You can decide what you will do. Jadasnasi, it is your desire. You can decide what to eat. I am not telling you. It is your desire. But whatever you decide, do it as an offering to me. But verse number 26 says, Krishna says, I want all these things. Offer it to me. In verse number 27, Krishna says, you can decide what you will do and then offer it to me. So this is the subtle difference between Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. So in Bhakti Yoga, a devotee is acting for pleasure of Krishna. The devotee does not have any desire on its own. In verse number 27, the devotee has some materialistic desires. Suppose the devotee has a very strong desire to become an IS officer. Okay. So it is the devotee of the living entity. Krishna did not instruct in Bhagavad Gita that you have to become IS officer. Okay. So it was my desire. Now, how can I connect it with Krishna? With my position, I should propagate Krishna Bhakti. With my money, I should propagate Krishna Bhakti. Then it becomes Karma Yoga. That it was my desire to become IS officer, but after I became, I used it in Krishna's service. So this becomes Karma Yoga. I use the fruit of my endeavor, like I worked hard and become IS officer. I use the fruit in Krishna's service. Karma Yoga. But Bhakti Yoga means that whatever Krishna will desire, whatever Guru will desire, Guru is a representation of Krishna. Some people are there, they're very, very selfless. They're highly qualified. And their Guru told that I want you to do some menial service in some temple. So they left everything and joined the temple as a full-time brahmachari and gave their whole life. Okay. And sometimes Guru may, like for Srila Prabhupada also encouraged. There was a Ph.D. devotee like Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj. So Maharaj wanted to leave Ph.D. and join as a monk. But Srila Prabhupada told, no, you should continue whatever you are doing and you should try to preach to the highly qualified people with your Ph.D. degree. So now, because Guru has instructed, it became the desire of Krishna. And if you do that, that becomes Bhakti Yoga. So if you are doing whatever Krishna and Guru is instructing you to do, then it becomes Bhakti Yoga. But some people are there, okay, Guru is telling me this, but I had this desire to do something. So then what to do? That is also acceptable. You can do that, but use that as an offering to Krishna. But you should know that is an inferior form of devotional service. That is still better than demigod worship, Vishwarup worship, or impersonal worship. It is not as pure as Bhakti Yoga, but it is still acceptable. Krishna throughout the Gita accepts Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. So see, Bhakti Yoga is very, very difficult. To not have any material desire and just giving our life to Guru and Krishna, whatever they want from us, I will only do that. I don't have any material desire. This is a very pure stage. So we should not think like, oh, why I am not able to do that. That's a very pure standard. Then you become a pure devotee. It is impossible for Kali Yuga souls. So even if we are not able to do that, Karma Yoga is still acceptable. And Krishna is accepting Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is as good as Bhakti Yoga. One day we will become pure devotees. Do not worry. But start with this. Suppose I have some desire, and if I am not executing that desire, and forcefully I took to Bhakti Yoga, that I have to only listen to Guru, then the desire will be inside us, and it will agitate our mind. Oh, why didn't I do that? I had that desire. I had that desire. So this will be very problematic. So if you have some desire, no problem, execute it, but use it as a service to Krishna. In that way, that desire gets purified. And then after some time, you will realize, oh, there is no point. I could not do much. So let me do Bhakti Yoga. So that is the way. Immaturely, we should not try to become Vairagi and dedicate our life for Guru and Krishna. If we have some desire, then you can execute it, but offer that as a fruit to Krishna. In that way, that will become purified, and gradually we can advance in Bhakti Yoga. And then at one point, we can be 100% surrendered to Guru and Krishna. So that is the way recommended in Bhagavad Gita. We should not do a step jump. Okay. So there are many devotees like that. In Sastri, you will get more example. Bhagavad Gita is just the undergrad study. Then comes Srimad Bhagavatam, which will elaborate all the concepts with examples. Dhruva Maharaj was such a devotee who wanted a very big kingdom, and therefore he started austerities. And after austerity, he became very purified, and Lord Vishnu came personally. And Vishnu gave the benediction. When Lord Vishnu came, Dhruva Maharaj was ashamed that I started this austerity devotional service for some material desire, for getting a larger kingdom. He was ashamed. He was telling, oh my Lord, I started this austerity for some kingdom, but I got you. And now I got your darshan. I do not want anything. I just want to surrender my life unto you. So he told, Dhruva Maharaj told, Sthanabhilashi tapasa sthitoham tvam prapta vandeva munindra guhyam kacham vichinvan api divya ratnam swamin kritarthoshmi varam na jache. Varam na jache, I don't want any benediction. I am very ashamed of myself that I had these material desires. So this will be the state when our material desires are purified. But the Supreme Lord Vishnu forcefully gave the benediction to Dhruva. Dhruva did not want kingdom anymore after being purified by the devotional austerities. But Vishnu forcefully gave that no, you should rule as a king, and I am giving you this Dhruva planet. And then Dhruva Maharaj ruled in a very devotional way, and also encouraged the citizens there into devotional service, and everything was very good. So, but this is the point, that if you have any material desire, use it in Krishna's service, then it becomes purified, and then you can become a pure devotee. If you want to somehow do a step jump, it might not be very easy, because mind will be agitated, and your spiritual practices will be hindered. So whatever desire we have, we are allowed to do, but we have to do it in a Krishna conscious way. That's the thing. शुभाशुभ फलेरेवं मोक्षसे कर्म बंधनै संन्यास योग युक्तात्मा विमुक्तो माम उपैष्यसि. In this way, you will be freed from bondage to work and its auspicious and inauspicious results. With your mind fixed on me in this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. So 9.26, Krishna says the topmost form of devotional service is Whatever I do, whatever I instruct you, you should do that. In the 27, Krishna said that if you are not able to follow my instructions, do whatever you like, but do that as an offering to me. That is also accepted. And if you do this, you'll be gradually freed from bondage of work. This means purification will happen. And finally, you will come to me. Okay. So because we are very fallen in Kali Yuga, therefore we have to adapt this process of Karma Yuga. I'm very sure like very few people are there in Kali Yuga who do not have any material desires. We all have material desires, and that is very normal. Because of material desires, we came to this material world. So now, just to purify them, we have to use them in Krishna's service. Then one day we will also be able to do pure devotional service. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshosti na priyam ye bhajanti tumam bhakta mai te teshu chapyaham. I envy no one, nor I am partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. So Krishna says, everyone is my child. I am not partial to anyone. I am equal to all. It's not like I am only favoring the devotees and I am inimical to the non-devotees. No. Krishna is our father, and even the non-devotees are also children of Krishna. So Krishna is also concerned about them. But what happens? Because the devotees, they are connected with Krishna, they derive the benefit from Krishna. Krishna wants to give his mercy to everyone, but the devotees are open to the mercy and they can receive the mercy. Other non-devotees cannot. Suppose rain is happening and you place two bowls, one is upward and one is downward. So rain is happening everywhere. The the bowl which is like pointing upwards, it will get filled, and the bowl pointing downwards, there will be no water inside it. So the upward bowl could accept the mercy given by the rain because of its disposition. So similarly, if we are devotees, we can accept the mercy which Krishna wants to give us. If we are non-devotees, we are like averse from the mercy. And even if Krishna wants, we cannot receive the mercy. Just like during the daytime, the sun is shining, but only those people who are outside, they will get the sun rays. If I close myself inside a room, I will not get the sun rays. So it's not the fault of the sun. We cannot say sun is partial, sun is only giving light to those who are outside. We cannot say that. So similarly, Krishna is not partial. But one who is a devotee can receive the mercy of Krishna. Therefore, he becomes a friend. He is always inside Krishna, and Krishna is also a very good friend to him. So Krishna is always suggesting us through the medium of Vaishnavas, through the medium of Sastras. Krishna is trying to teach us what is the right way. But if I am a non-devotee, if I do not read Gita, if I do not be the Vaishnavas, how can I rectify my life? It's not Krishna's fault. So that is presented in this verse. Apichatsu duracharo bhajate mamananyavak sadhureva samantavya samyang vyavashito hisa. Even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is considered saintly because he is properly situated in determination. So even if someone has a very abominable past, he has done many sinful activities, there is no problem. If he is taking into devotional service, gradually he will become purified. And Krishna, this is a very important message. Suppose some devotee has accepted Krishna consciousness but is committing some mistakes. Sometimes we do. We go to temple with, we meet with many devotees and we find faults. See, this devotee is doing this. This is not good. This devotee is doing this. We should not do fault finding in devotees. Even if they are committing mistakes because of their past conditioning, because they have taken into Krishna consciousness, they are chanting the holy names and they have accepted Krishna as the Supreme Lord. We should not criticize them. We should overlook all the faults. His Guru and Krishna is there to rectify that person. We should focus on us. We should see what are the faults inside me. We should focus on our faults and we should see the good qualities of others. But generally, what we do, we find fault in others and we see good qualities in us. We should do the reverse. We should find faults within us and we should only see the good qualities for others. Krishna and their guru will take care. There are different forms of guru. Vartma Pradashak Guru, their Shiksha Guru, then their Diksha Guru. Krishna is there. So many people are there to take care of them. So we should not look at the faults of other devotees. We should not criticize them. He is to be considered saintly. We should not say he is not acting as a devotee. We should not see faults. Okay? Because he is properly situated in determination, he is doing his sadhana. So if he is doing his sadhana, then he will become perfect. And in the next verse, Krishna says, Shipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat shantim nigachati kwante ya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashati. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. So all the shortcomings he will overcome within a very short period of time, because Bhakti Yoga is a very powerful process. You do not have to worry. If he is continuing devotional service, then he will become perfected very soon. But you should be only concerned. This is a very important principle, that we should be only concerned, or we should correct devotees only if we are guru of that devotee. If we are Diksha Guru, then we can correct. If we are Shiksha Guru, then we can correct. If we are Vartma Pradashak Guru, then we can correct. Otherwise, if you are not falling into the category of these three gurus, you should not criticize or correct that person. If you see someone is doing something and which is not good, and like which is abominable, we should report to his authority. We should not go and tell them directly. This is a Vaishnava etiquette. We should tell his authority that, oh dear Prabhu, I saw that your counsel or your facility was doing something wrong. So I thought of informing you. And his authority will now take step, because you told his authority, and his authority is his guru. They can correct and rectify this devotee. So that is the culture we should follow. So see, in Bhagavad Gita, even the Vaishnava etiquettes are given. We just have to uh, properly read and understand all those things. Mam hi partha vyapashritya yepi shu papayonayo striya vaishyasthatha shudrastepi yanti param gatim. O son of Pritha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, and Shudras can attain the supreme destination. So generally, it is considered that the Brahmanas, they are very expert in Veda. So Brahmanas are considered, so they are the intellectual class, so they can understand. But generally, it was considered, like for the Vedic mantras, the women, Vaishyas, and Shudras, they were not allowed to chant the Vedic mantras, and they were not into much philosophy. Okay. Like Vaishyas used to do some business and all, Shudras, their execution class, and women, they used to do household duties. But Krishna is telling this is the beauty of devotional service, that not only the Brahmanas or Kshatriyas, but everyone can do this devotional service. This is not a very hard philosophy. So devotional service do not have any qualification. Just like for Gayatri mantra, you should follow some rules and regulations. Otherwise, Gayatri will not work. You should be properly initiated by Guru. Gayatri should be chanted in some particular time. You should take a bath. You should follow all these rules and regulations. Then only Gayatri will work. But devotional service is so powerful. Anyone and everyone in all circumstances can perform devotional service and can derive the benefit. It's not restricted for any class. In general, Krishna mentions about these three classes because they are not much into philosophy, chanting, yajna, all these things, karma kandic processes. But Krishna is telling, encouraging them also to take part in devotional service, because devotional service does not require any prior qualification. And this is because it is very powerful process. So if a medicine is very powerful, in any condition you take it, it will work. But some kinds of medicine require some particular restriction. If you follow those restrictions, the medicine will work, otherwise it will not. But devotional service is very powerful. So anyone and everyone is allowed to do, and they can derive benefits. Kim punar brahmana punya bhaktara jarasayasthatha anityam asukham lokam imam prapya bhajasvamam. Then Krishna said that Kim punar brahmana punya. Then what to speak of the brahmanas who already know philosophy very much, and they are very expert in all those things. So if they try to understand this, they can obviously understand. I told even those who have do not no interest in philosophy and they are engaged in other services, that is not their duty. Brahmanas, their duty is to read Shastras. For other classes like Vaishyas, it is not their duty to read Shastras. For Sudras, it is not their duty. For women, they used to take care of the household activities, take care of the husband, follow the footsteps. So even they can understand this knowledge of devotional service and they can perfect their life. Then what to speak of the Brahmanas? Brahmanas are always welcome. They can obviously do. But in Kali Yuga, these Brahmanas became polluted and they changed everything. So this Varnashram system, they propagated caste system. So they like incorporated many impurities in the original Vedic tradition. So they misuse their power. Okay. So how much more this is so if the righteous Brahmanas, the devotees and the saintly kings, therefore, having come to this temporary miserable world, engage in loving service unto me. Everyone should engage in loving service unto Krishna. Brahmana, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras, everyone. So that's the essence. In the last verse of this chapter, Krishna finally instructs what you have to do after understanding all these things. What you have to do. These four things. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishati yuktaivam atmanam matparayana. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. And Srila Prabhupada says chanting Hare Krishna is the best way to remember Krishna always. Become my devotee. Becoming my devotee means you have to do the five things I told. Sadhu Sangha, Nam Kirtan, Bhagavata Shravan, Mathura Vash, Srimurti Shraddhaya Shevan. Offer obeisances unto me. You should pay obeisance whenever we go to temple. You should offer obeisances. Even in our home altar also, we should pay obeisances to our home deities and worship Krishna. Being completely absorbed in me, surely will come to me. If you do all these things, then surely our Krishna consciousness will increase and we can come to Krishna. So thus we end the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. In the next class, we'll start the 10th chapter. Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.